Hold on to your seats, folks, because Jaguar Wright just dropped bombshells that have the whole internet losing its mind. She's blowing the whistle on some seriously shady attempts to silence her, and it's straight up terrifying. Wright claims she's been dodging danger like a pro, fearing she might not see tomorrow. It's no big secret that the music industry has no love for snitches, and Jaguar, she's been spilling tea left, right, and center. We're talking big names: Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé. The list goes on. And guess what? They're not happy. Now, you'd think they'd hit her with a defamation lawsuit, right? Wrong. It seems like they've got a more sinister plan to shut her down for good before she can dish out any more dirt. And the wildest part? She's not the only target on their hit list. Remember Cat Williams's wild stories about Hollywood's dark side? Jaguar's saying those weren't just tall tales. She recalls a bone-chilling attempt on Cat's life, with armed goons breaking into his house in the dead of night. How he got out alive is a mystery, but dude was so shaken up he started sleeping in a bulletproof vest. Can you even imagine? That level of fear is off the charts. And let's not forget the constant looking over his shoulder. Imagine the toll that's gotta take on your mental health. So what do y'all think? Is the industry really as cutthroat as Jaguar and Cat claim? Chime in with your thoughts below. This story's got more layers than an onion, and we're here for every single one of them.
I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
In the midst of all this drama, Cat was caught in a wild showdown with Comedy Central. They were pushing him to do some seriously sketchy stuff on camera, stuff he was totally not down for. So what did they do? They decided to cut him loose, ditch him, basically trying to cancel him.
What was it about that and him at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth?
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. The moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. They wanted Cat to humiliate Flav. Like humiliate him. Like no holds barred. And they sent a bunch of good jokes. And I'll never forget watching Cat in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at the script and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? And he picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threaten to kill him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. Dollars. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat felony. I beat felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him was he gonna be there, and he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Cat's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Jaguar just dropped a bombshell revelation. She's been tight with her cat for years, and guess what? That furry confidant is the one who gave her the courage to spill the tea on Hollywood's dark secrets. Yes, you heard it right. In a world where the glitz and glam hide the murky depths, it's her cat who's the unsung hero, empowering her to voice out the scandals simmering beneath those dazzling lights. Who knew that behind every powerful voice in Tinseltown, there might just be a whisper from a four-legged friend?
He walked into the club, and I was sitting at my table. It's my birthday party, and Special Ed brought him.
Shout out Special.
And Cat was playing the amphitheater, and he wanted to meet me. And he came to my party, gave me about 20 grand in cash, and said, consider it a down payment on your time. And he taught me so much in 9 months. Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after.
Hold up, folks, because it turns out our feline friend wasn't the only one dodging bullets. That's right, according to Jaguar, who's been spilling the tea left and right for years, there's been a target on her back too. And let me tell you, Jaguar has ruffled some serious feathers, leaving a trail of shock and awe in her wake. Remember when Cassie finally let the cat out of Diddy's bag? Well, Jaguar was already stirring the pot, dishing out the dirt on her IG. Brace yourselves for this bombshell. She revealed a jaw-dropping secret from a lawyer who once worked for Diddy. Picture this, walking in on Christopher Williams giving Diddy some top-notch service in the office. Yeah, you heard it right. Despite Christopher being straight as an arrow, Diddy, with his heavyweight influence, allegedly coerced him into it, all for a slice of that record deal pie. Jaguar fearlessly lifted the lid on Diddy's dark side, shining a spotlight on how power can twist the game. She was way ahead of the curve, exposing the harsh reality of young talents forced into corners they never wanted to be in, all because Diddy played the game with power moves that knew no bounds.
Christopher Williams, I don't know, I guess he wanted to sign. I don't know what happened, but Puff was supposed to be giving him a demo deal, and he gave him a demo deal, and I guess it was supposed to turn into an album deal, which that never happened. But this young woman walked in to get approval on some paperwork, see. And when she walked in, the door wasn't locked, so she didn't think twice about just walking in. And when she walked in, she saw Christopher Williams performing fellatio on Puff. Now, from what she said to me, it was disturbing because, you know, they didn't stop. She just walked out, and she just kept her head down at the office the rest of the day, I believe it was. And I don't think it was at the end of business day that day, but I think it was the following day. He came into her office and was like, yeah, so you came in there, so what? What you gonna do? You wanna say something? And she was like, oh no, she was like, I just don't understand why you left the door unlocked. If you were in there doing that, why would you leave the door unlocked? He said, I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do in my building. And I just don't know. He was like, it's power, see. I can make a man, he said, if I can make a man suck my, I can make people do anything.
But hold up, it's not just Diddy in the hot seat. Jaguar threw major shade at Jay-Z too, accusing him of getting cozy with Foxy Brown when she was just a teen, and guess what? Dropping an STD bombshell on her. For years, whispers have been swirling that Jay got involved with Foxy when she was barely out of high school, allegedly trapping her in a relationship with the bait of a record deal, only to ditch her for Beyoncé, who, BTW, was only 18 when they started turning heads as a couple. Now, as Jaguar spills all this tea, everyone's on edge, fearing she might get hit with a massive lawsuit for airing out their dirty laundry. But plot twist, the industry seems to have darker, more sinister plans than just a lawsuit. Word on the street is that there are some serious efforts to silence her for good. With Jaguar exposing some real ugly truths about big names, it's a mystery who's gunning for her. But one thing is crystal clear, her life is on the line. And she's screaming for protection. Despite her fearless front, these industry sharks might be too much unless someone with clout steps up to shield her. Adding fuel to the fire, the tragic news of TikToker Kyle Marissa, known for blasting Diddy and Jay-Z, found dead right after dropping some major industry secrets, has everyone shook. Kyle, who was unapologetic about calling out the big guns, had her videos raking in millions of views. And it seems the elite had zero chill about it, leading to her mysterious death. So, what's really going down in the shadows of the music industry? Are Jaguar and Kyle just the tip of the iceberg? Stay tuned, because this drama is far from over.
Mr. Freakoff, but he did not listen. Some of the men who claim to have stories about his private life have given him the name General High Booty. So Mr. Freakoff is Diddy, General High Booty is TD Jakes. I'm sure you can do the math on how that got there, that nickname. Sorry guys, I'm flustered right now. This is huge. Young Miami, the girlfriend of the wannabe rapper who was also named in a very recent lawsuit, has started selling off all of her possessions online. This is from March 4th. It sounds like the wannabe rapper cut her off financially. So Diddy cuts his girlfriend Young Miami off on March 4th. You are like almost exactly 20 days later. That's him. Like I said, he was offloading all of his assets into offshore bank accounts, and with his mommy and with his kids, he didn't have any more cash in his bank accounts for Young Miami to get.
But hold up, not just Diddy, folks. She's spilling the tea on everyone. J-Lo, the Kardashians, even the royal family. And get this, she's hinting that Jay-Z is next on her hit list. Says his connections run deeper than the rabbit hole.
Hey J-Lo, you got anything to say yet?
The permanent A-list rapper thought there would be a fair chance he would be in jail by the time Labor Day rolled around, so canceled his festival. Why does Jay-Z allegedly think that there is a fair chance he will be in jail by the time Labor Day has rolled around? We will find out soon, because we are doing the Jay-Z Platinum Deep Dive next on the Patreon, and now, woo! But anyway, that's the latest. But also, and I cannot stress this enough, Beyoncé is not her husband, and she was also allegedly heavily by Jay-Z.
Can you believe it? Before Kyle tragically left us, J-Lo went to extreme lengths, literally out of her way, to get Kyle's account banned. Why? Because Kyle was dishing out way too much juicy gossip. And let's not forget, Kyle was fighting some serious health battles, funding her fight with the cash she made from TikTok. But once J-Lo got that account axed, all that TikTok money,
her account it has, estimating that, quote, J-Lo is costing more than 4 figures of income just for March 2024, unquote, which affects her ability to access necessary medical care. Yeah, I can't get a colonoscopy anytime soon. Can't afford it. And you guys already know I'm overdue, and I missed colon cancer.
Can you believe the lengths they went to silence Kyle? And when that epic fail unfolded, they just put her down like it was nothing. End of story. But let's get real. If that's the drama they spun for Kyle, just imagine the storm brewing for Jaguar. She's been a thorn in their side for years, shaking up Hollywood to its core. No wonder it's a hot mess right now. Jaguar is screaming for protection, and she needs it yesterday. If we don't rally, who knows what juicy scandal they'll cook up next?